Coming up on District Wire News, American University dining hall staff picket for a livable wage. We speak to some of the participators about their demands.
Also, dirty faucet water plagues an AU dorm building. We talk to a student who lives in the affected dorm. Good afternoon, I'm Nicole Yu.
And I'm Spalding Bingaman. Thanks for joining us. Our top story: American University dining staff protest for higher wages, more sick days, and other demands to be included in an upcoming contract with the university. Joseph Reber-Kenny speaks to workers about their demands. Joe?
Thanks, Spalding. Students, staff, and union organizers marched in front of AU's Mary Graydon Center to fight for a fair pay and workers' rights.
No contract! No peace! No contract! No peace!
Groups of red shirt-wearing union supporters gathered outside of American University's Mary Graydon Center to picket for a livable wage. These Unite Here union employees are speaking out against the current policies and wages set forward by American University's dining services and third-party contractor, Compass Career Group. Toby Ruttenberg, a sophomore studying justice and law, came out to show his support for AU dining employees.
This is currently our largest on-campus action since this campaign has begun, and we are going to continue fighting until our dining workers win a contract.
Compass, which employs over 200,000 food employees nationwide and over 1,000 in the district, is currently fighting for a new contract with its workers. These workers say that they want better wages, better health care, and a better retirement from these negotiations. Negotiations between the union and Compass have already begun. They've had their first meeting in April, but no agreement was reached. Roshan Ghosh is another student on campus who is very passionate about getting better wages for the workers who feed him every day.
You know, when they have what they need, that means they can provide for us. They take care of us every day. So we're just returning the favor by standing with them in this fight for, their dignity, their resources, make sure they have what they need, make sure the community has what they need.
These picket members were clear about their want for better wages while working in one of the most expensive cities in the nation. Another meeting between the union and Compass is set to take place in mid-May.
Thanks, Joe. How was the turnout?
There was a decent crowd during the 2-hour march. I counted at least 40 participants following the union chants.
And has the university issued a response yet?
Not yet. The university has remained relatively tight-lipped on the status of the contract negotiations. The university's food service provider is headed by a third-party employer, Compass. Contract negotiations between Compass and union representatives is expected to head into the summer.
Thanks, Joe.
President Biden makes it official that he will run for re-election in 2024. The president released a 3-minute campaign announcement to his Twitter account yesterday morning. Biden holds the record for the oldest president in office at 81. The president faces former Senator Robert Kennedy Jr. and author Marianne Williamson for the Democratic nomination. Former President Trump leads the Republican field. Biden would be 86 by the end of his second term if re-elected. In other news from the White House, Biden welcomes South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol to D.C. The two leaders announced that they are cooperating to deter North Korean aggression. Biden commits to deploy a nuclear submarine in South Korea for the first time since the 1980s. The South Korean leader also reaffirmed his trust in U.S. intelligence following a major leak last week.
Students living in McDowell Hall got a surprise from their kitchen sink. When a resident turned on their sink, the water came out black, full of dirt, and then became cloudy. This is not the first time McDowell residents have dealt with issues in their dorms. Freshman Vina Shashadri says that it's unfair students have to deal with these problems despite the high cost of living on campus.
Cost of living is incredibly expensive in DC, so the fact that this is the most affordable option for most students, including myself, and they are not giving us actual living conditions. I know this is a general issue with everything, living qualities like mold.
Campus Maintenance 2Fix put a filter on the kitchen sink in McDowell to stop the black water. Shashadri says that the filter doesn't do a great job and the water is still coming out dirty.
People around the world commemorate Denim Day by wearing jeans and other denim outfits. Denim Day raises awareness for victims of sexual assault on the last Wednesday of April every year. The campaign, Peace Over Violence, started Denim Day after an Italian Supreme Court decision overturned a rape conviction. The first Denim Day dates back to 1999. Carissa Frederick says she's wearing denim today.
So I think it's very important in general, but especially right now with what's going on campus, that we let the student body know about how they could be better, not only treat survivors better, but how they can advocate for them, help them in their mental health if they're pursuing legal charges, or just be an overall support system.
Coming up, AU celebrates 5 years of being carbon neutral. We'll talk to students attending events on the quad to learn about sustainability.
Also, a student organization takes a swipe at food insecurity on campus. We speak to the founder of the AU Meal Swipe Mutual Aid. All this and more after the break. An AU student starts a social media account to help students facing food insecurity. The Instagram account AU Meal Swipe Mutual Aid connects students facing food insecurity with those who have extra meal exchanges. University policy only allows students to donate a maximum of 5 meal swipes. Meal swipes do not roll over at the end of a semester. AU Meal Swipe Mutual Aid founder Devin Denaroya says he is surprised by the large student response.
I've gotten some really amazing DMs from students saying, like, you've done more for getting me food than AU has done this whole year. And I don't think that's like personal responsibility thing. I think that's the result of so many students coming together to support each other. But it feels really good to know that I had some part in creating a platform that can just get people their basic needs.
Students can donate or request swipes from the AU Meal Swipe Mutual Aid Instagram account.
15,000 new residents might move to D.C. in the next few years. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser recently proposed the Housing in Downtown program. The initiatives include adding 7 million square feet of new residential space, trying to attract new businesses, and creating 35,000 new jobs. The goal is to diversify downtown by 2028. Newly departed cable news host Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon hired the same top lawyer to handle their exits. Carlson and Fox News split ways yesterday following the network's $780 million settlement with Dominion Voting Systems. Lemon faced backlash from CNN management after saying that presidential candidate Nikki Haley was past her prime on his daytime show. Both anchors hired lawyer Brian Friedman to represent themselves. Neither have filed a lawsuit or spoken publicly about their abrupt departures.
Bring out your best pink, white, and orange because today is Lesbian Visibility Day. Today celebrates and aims to bring representation to lesbians. April 24th to the 30th is Lesbian Visibility Week. As part of the celebration, the cast of The L Word visited the White House. The 2004 show featured TV's first lesbian and bisexual female characters. Lesbian Visibility Week started in 2008.
Just a few days ago, we had high temperatures near 90 degrees, which is about 20 degrees above average for the DMV. Now we're back to below average. Bonnie Bishop is out on the quad with a look at the ever-changing weather forecast. Bonnie?
Hey Nicole, it does feel a lot cooler out here than it has in the past couple of weeks, and the average high temperature for the end of April is in the low 70s. We're not going to pick up those temperatures until the weekend. Let's take a look at the forecast. Tomorrow will be a little warmer with the high in the mid to upper 60s. And tomorrow night, rain moves into the area. There's an 80% chance of showers Friday with a high around 60. And rain continues into the weekend. Saturday's high will be in the upper 60s, and then by Sunday, we'll be back closer to the end of April average with highs in the low 70s. The rain finally leaves the DMV area at the beginning of next week. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Bonnie. It's Sustainability Week at AU. Speakers, markets, and tours are on campus this week to raise awareness on environmental issues. Selene Guarinos talks to the different groups on campus.
The co-president of AU Community Garden spent today telling others about the value of having AU a greener campus. Ashley Hawking tabled on the quad to raise funds for the garden.
It's so awe-inspiring to just plant a seed and have like your own food grow from it. Nothing, tastes better than things from the garden.
This week marks the 5-year anniversary of AU becoming carbon neutral. Other groups promoting sustainability took part of the event. Albi Palminteri with AU Beekeeping says she would like more people to take part in the beekeeping club.
A lot of people, especially like freshmen, don't really know that AU Beekeeping is a club. They don't know that we have hives on campus, so we just want to tell people about that. And you don't need to be afraid of joining the club and expect you get stung by a bee automatically. But also it is, if you do end up getting in a suit and interacting with the bees, it's not dangerous at all. We have a lot of biodiversity on campus, like trees and flowers and whatnot. So it is a great location to like promote beekeeping because we have all of that.
The Sunrise Movement says they want to inform students and exchange with them.
That's what we've been working on all semester, is spreading the word, getting student input on what they want to see, kind of gauging knowledge of what people know about it.
For District Y News, I'm Solen Guarinos.
Well, Nicole, that really just made me want to go recycle all this paper.
I think that's a great idea. I actually taught one of my former roommates how to recycle.
Sharing is caring. Well, that's our show for today.
Thanks for tuning in.